Hey everybody, it's story time. Today's story time, I'm going to tell you about my banging in the New Year parties that I like to have here at the house. The first year was 2019. There was 9 people in attendance for that one, including myself, 2 non-sexual participants, and everybody else did. The things that I did learn from that is that there are certain things that, okay, my thing is about comfort, right? And it's important that everybody feels comfortable. Well, how do you do that at a sex party, right? It's like, I already came up with the co-topping thing to be the ideal threesome situation. It's 2 of us concentrating on you. So we decided to broaden that a bit and actually create an environment that was safe for all of us and that we could fulfill multiple different kinds of fantasies because my ex and I were only givers. We weren't able to offer somebody to have their way with us, so to speak. However, there are people that would be open to that given, some context, right? So that's how we can literally just sky's the limit here with fantasy. However, people don't just match, right? You can't just say, "Oh yeah, let's just invite all these people over and have a sex party." There's a couple of things. I did vet every single person, and in this case, yes, I vetted everybody myself. I had slept with everybody who ended up attending in 2020 previous to the party. However, that's not necessarily a thing. It's just that it helps for me to understand what they like and to pair them up and to create a situation where I know that there are other people there that can help fulfill other fantasies that I might not be able to do. Actually send out a roster, believe it or not, of the pictures of the people, because not everybody knows everybody. Mostly about are you a top or bottom, switchy, what are you looking for? So that everybody else has an idea. We originally thought about doing bracelets for different kind of consent-based things, like, hey, I'm just here to watch, or I'm into anything, or whatever. But honestly, after I thought about it, it eliminated the need for another level of consent, if you will. I mean, it is a sex party, okay? But just because it's a sex party, that doesn't mean that you get to do whatever you want to whoever you want, however you want. That's not how it works in communication. The 3 C's. And we also post the rules in the house for when the party is going to be happening, in case anybody needs to reference it. The setup is kind of like this. I want to make sure that whoever is invited to this party has a buddy that's also coming with them. Meaning, it doesn't have to be a lover. It could be, sometimes it's their partner that comes, and sometimes it's they're just their friend that's also interested. But they know each other, so they're not going to feel alone or by themselves when they're at the party. Everybody, I try to come up with a good mix of different kinds of people and things that I think will click. It's something that I'm good at. It's a knack that I have. It's why I can provide the services that I do in the first place. I'm not trying to brag. I'm saying that it's I have learned this. I have discovered this. Matchmaking is a thing for me, including, buying a house. If I can figure out what you want and need and how to fulfill that, I'm the person you want to try to do that for you. Even if it's not me actually doing it, I can find out who will. We do potluck style because it's on New Year's Day. And everybody should come over in the afternoon, after they've probably had a long night. And we have mimosas and a bunch of other stuff all lined up. And then people bring different things. And when everybody gets here, we eat and chat. How I set up the house for this event. And that is every single room has toys in it. They have been cleaned, and not to mention in every bathroom there is a toy cleaner for everybody. We discuss that and we go over those rules as well. In some rooms there's kinkier stuff. In other rooms there's like straps to a bed. Sometimes there's a chair in one of the rooms, like if somebody wants to watch. We just try to set up different scenarios that either we know these people might like or we ourselves would like to try. Because this group of people is going to tend to be more into that than others, because that's what they're here for, right? So we all kind of just hang out and eat some food and drink mimosas. Usually there's a lot of weed smoking. In fact, this last year, and I'll post a little picture or a photo here. A 7-gram joint. It was amazing. So we were all high and just having a great time. All of this is all consent-based. Everybody was cool with people getting high and drinking. Then we started playing a card game. It's Truth or Dare, but sex version. In fact, it helped us kind of all get started because it's, we all know it's a sex party. We all know it's gonna happen. But this was a great icebreaker. Everybody lined up and another person was blindfolded and had to guess whose boobs were whose. It was amazing. In fact, I got to assist said person by guiding them along the line. It was great. There was 2 fantasies that ended up kind of colliding. And one of those was somebody was curious how to be a better top. Now, I love to do that. That's amazing. I love to do that. To volunteer to be the guinea pig for somebody to learn how to top on. But when you're at a sex party, it's a little bit easier. And another one was to be tied up and devoured by several people. Again, sex party, perfect time for that, right? Once both of those had come out, I understood that there was 7 of us here. I split the 2 fantasies. So I took the person that wanted to learn how and somebody who volunteered to be the guinea pig. And we went to one room and I told the other 4, go to the room with the restraints to torture her immensely with pleasure. So once I was done in the other room, I even went in and fucked her because it's a sex party. Everybody kind of has a different goal and understanding of what they want to get out of this. And for me, because I'm a service top, I've been very lucky that I've had almost every fantasy that I've ever wanted fulfilled in some way, shape, or form. But what's amazing about that sex party is it's creating a different kind of situation. All those energies are going to come together and it's going to create a totally different dynamic. I mean, these parties go on for hours. Usually people start going home in the evening, late evening-ish. Sometimes people stay later than that because they're not done. And that's fine. That's what we're here for, We practice safety. There's always consent, always double checking. There's safe word discussions, all of that. We discuss it so much it's annoying, to be honest, but too bad because there's too much sexual trauma out there, and this is supposed to be a fun experience. People are nervous about it, understandably. Sometimes people are overly excited and they're just too, it's like, whoa, like bring it down a notch. And this is a safe environment for them to do that. I know I don't have a problem telling them if they're doing something that's out of line. And maybe when I do that, it helps the other people who are there to find their voice if they don't already have it. And to see an example of how being honest and upfront to work through any kind of personalization. My fantasies did get fulfilled in a couple. So the fun thing about these parties is that even though I've had a lot of fantasies fulfilled, that hearing from other people in this environment what they need, they're much more likely to talk about it when all of us are talking about it. They're gonna feel more comfortable explaining it, because learning is part of that pleasure revolution, right? The more you know about your body. You know what? Women are allowed to love sex too. And I mean all kinds of women. But I mean, am I right? I mean, if it's done right, right? I prefer those kinds of group settings to like a sex club situation, because I have been to one because I wanted to try it. And I'll probably try it one more time at a different club, just because I think maybe I just didn't like that club. In general, I prefer that kind of situation. And honestly, I've wanted to do it more than just the New Year, and create other parties, other queer parties where people just pay a cover, basically. And they have to go through the vetting process. We can get people what they want and what they need. So I don't know if you guys were hoping for some more details or whatever, but if that's the case, DM me and we'll discuss it. Maybe I'll give you some details. The people who were there will remain anonymous. If you do know who was there, you don't know who I'm talking about and which person and what, so that's fine. But I do enjoy throwing these parties. Hey, there's a high enough demand for it. Just saying. Next video that's coming up is Butch 101. As you can see, I'm prepared for, right? Cheers, everybody.